Hi everybody, this is Fabrion, and I'm filming this part last because I don't know how to plan out a video, I guess. This video is about ninth chords in pop songs. This first song is called It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine. It's by the group REM. It's in the key of G major. That'll become more important later. Here are the chords for this song. We have G major, C major, which I play like this, B flat major, A minor. Later on we throw in an F, and in the chorus we throw in a D major. We talked about the chords, now let's talk about the melody. We're just stuck on this note the whole time, D. The first chord is G major, and this D happens to be in G major, so it works perfectly. The next chord is C major, which just for this demonstration I'm going to play like this. Now we have an issue because D is not in C major. What we're doing is we're playing an add 9 chord. We cycle through these two chords, and then we go into B flat. B flat is not in the scale, but the melody note is in the chord, so no matter how you put it, it fits because it's right there. And then we have A minor, which again, D is not in A minor. And then for the chorus, we have G major, and we go into D major, and A minor. So the melody goes like, we have D major here, and we go into A minor again, which we talked about before, and we go back into C major, and we go back to G. This next song is called Never Really Over by Katy Perry. This song is in A flat major. So for the chords of this song, the first chord is A flat. Then we go into E flat. This is another inversion. Then we go into something called D flat major 7. Then we go back to E flat for a second. Then we go into F minor 7. So all these chords are in the key of A flat major. We're not leaving the key at any point during the song. Then we go back to A flat for a second. And then we go back into this chord, the D flat major 7, E flat, A flat. Now let's talk about the melody. So we're just stuck on B flat pretty much. Like she kind of switches around a little bit, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna stick to B flat. We start out with this. This is not in the chord. This is another add 9. Then we go into the E flat. B flat is in the chord already, so it works out. And then we went into the D flat major 7, and B flat is not in that chord, and this would be a 6. Then we go back into the E flat for a second, and then we go into F minor 7 with the added B flat, which in this case is the 4th or the 11th. Then we go into A flat for a second, then we go back to the 7-6, E flat, A flat. What is the purpose of the 9th in this song? It just sounds good. Sometimes you do it because it sounds good. It's an added color. That's called a color. So if you just have normal vanilla A flat, E flat, A flat, it sounds kind of boring. If you add a note to it, or if you add another note to it, it gets more colorful. This next song may be familiar to you. It's called Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake, among other producers. It was made for the movie Trolls by DreamWorks. This song is in C major. This song kind of jumps around between all this, and it introduces some black keys too. Let me explain. The chords for this song are C major, A minor, F major, then we jump back into A minor. That's for the verse. Now for the bridge into the chorus, we're introduced to this. Now where does this B flat come from? I thought we were all white keys. We were, but now we transitioned into F major. We go from there, we go into C normally with a normal bass note. Do that again. Then we go into this. Which, where are these coming from now? Those are actually from F minor. So now we've jumped from F major to F minor. Then for the next chord, we go from this to this, which is the normal B flat chord, which actually comes from F major again. So we've gone from C major to F major to F minor to F major. Now we're about to jump back into F minor with this chord, F minor 7. Then we jump back into B flat, and C. So now for the melody, we're mostly stuck on D. JT goes like, he kind of jumps around, but you hear the emphasis on the D a lot. Now we have an add 9 chord right away. Then we go into A minor with the D added on top. This is an add 4 or add 11. We go into F with with a D on top, which is an F6 chord. We'll go into A minor again, and that's pretty much it. Why does it jump around so much? It's because that's how jazz works. Justin Timberlake's career is founded on pop songs with blues and jazz and R&B influences. Those genres like to subvert your expectations of the key. So in C major, like all white keys. Then you might throw in B flat, A flat, F minor, just going into some minor keys, minor tonalities, just to spice it up a little bit. There's a lot more to it than that. I don't want to explain the whole history behind jazz and blues and R&B and blue notes and all that stuff, but just know that it's part of the sound. Justin Timberlake was raised on that sound, so it was natural for him to introduce that sound to this song. Now we're going to move into a song called Style by Taylor Swift. It's in D major, so we start with B minor. And all the chords for this song are in the key, so we're not going out of the key again, like with the last song. Then we go into G major 7, and then we go into E minor. Then we go into F sharp minor 7, G major 7, and then we go into the chorus, which features the melody. Then when we combine the chords and the melody, we start with this, which is a nice add 9 chord again. Then we go into G major with the E on top. And again, this is an inversion. What do we do with the E on top then? That's a 6. Then we go into B minor, which I'm playing in a really freaky way. What is the E then? This would be a 4th. So what's the point of the 9ths in this song? This is in style. This matches the root note of the chord. And this is in style, because it matches the root note. This is in style, matches the root note, but this is not in style, because there is no E in this chord. So you're literally out of the chord. Same thing here, you're out of the chord. And here, you're out of the chord. So you're out of style. This note is out of style. This next song may be familiar to you if you're familiar with TikTok, or not. It's by Tame Impala and it's called The Less I Know The Better. It's in E major. The chords for this song go like this, at least for the chorus. We start with C sharp minor, B major, E major, and then every once in a while they either go back to the B major or the G sharp minor. But either way, let's talk about the guitar. That's not the melody. This is the melody. So what is this? That's the guitar in the background if you listen closely. The notes for the ostinato are F sharp, E, G sharp, E, F sharp, E, G sharp, E. It just keeps looping around. In accordance with the chords, we start with C sharp minor. So right away we start with a note that's not in the chord. This is the add 4 or add 11, as I've explained. And then we go into the E, which is in the chord, go into the G sharp, which is in the chord, and the E, which is in the chord. And the next chord is B. This time the F sharp is in the chord, and the E is not. And then we have the G sharp, which is also not. So what about the E? So this E, again, is the added 4 or added 11. And then the G sharp is an added 6. In the chord, out of the chord, out of the chord, out of the chord. Then we go into E major. This is not in the chord. This is the add 2 or add 9. And then we go E, which is in the chord, and G sharp is in the chord. E is in the chord. And then we go back to B, or if we go into G sharp minor, this F sharp is not in it. This is actually the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When we go into the E, this is the added 6, and then this is in the chord, and this is not in the chord. This ostinato goes all over the place, like it's in the chord and it's not in the chord. At least one of these notes at all times is outside of the chord. Now what's the point of the 9ths in this song? This is not a, like a pop song per se. I'm trying to do the air quotes, like pop song per se. This is a psychedelic alternative rock song. So why did I include it in the list? It's because it got popular on TikTok and it spread as a meme. And any song that spreads as a meme kind of becomes a pop song, in my opinion. If you're a Tame Impala fan, you may be offended by that in the comments, but I stand by what I said. In that case, this is a really strange pop song that goes into some weird places with these chords. Normally, you hear stuff like this. Like the 4 chord cycles, sometimes the 3 chord cycles. So I can argue that when you start to venture outside of pop music, which is stuck in this 3-chord, 4-chord cycle, you can introduce more colors to your chords. Something like that. I'm not criticizing the 4-chord cycle or the 3-chord cycle. This is the foundation of pop music. It's what makes pop pop. The point of pop music is to be simple and fun to listen to. Like, I don't think you'd be hearing Sirius XM talking about Giant Steps by John Coltrane. It's called Say Something by A Great Big World. It's in D major. First chord of the song is B minor. Then we go into G. This is another inversion. And after this, we go into D major, which I suppose you could play like this if you really wanted to stretch out your hand. And then we go into A major. That's the verse. And then for the chorus, we have D major, we go into F sharp minor, which is C sharp. I'm playing down here, should be up here, but it's another inversion. Then we go into G major. This time I'm putting the D in the bottom to go to here, D major. Then we go to A major. So now let's talk about the ostinato. It's D the whole time. You hear this. You'll notice if you listen to the song, it never goes away. It lingers the whole song. I have a confession to make. This song doesn't have any ninths in it. I just liked this, and I wanted to throw it in there because I couldn't think of any other songs that had ninths in them. I wanted to talk about this one because of this weird thing, which is an add 4 or add 11. This D is in all of these other chords. The B minor, the G, that D, it's in all of those, but it's not in A. It's really an interesting choice. The D is right here, and the C sharp is right here. It's really not that attractive of a sound on its own, but when you space it out, it sounds better, it sounds jazzy. I've said it before in this video, I'm going to say it again, sometimes it just sounds good. But there should be an explanation still of why this D is here the whole time, right? It lingers though, and the whole point of the song is the speaker wanting to hear something. It's the lingering question, it's the lingering concern. Say something, say something, say something. From one song of melancholy to another song of melancholy, we jump into Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, one of the strangest names for a group that I've ever heard. This one's in E flat major. The first chord that we hear is E flat major. And then we go into something called E flat major 7, E flat dominant 7. That's the majority of the verse. And then we go into an A flat major. As we transition to the chorus, we start with F minor 7, B flat, which I'm playing an inversion, which takes us into E flat, then C minor, and that's pretty much the whole chorus, except at one point they throw in a G minor. Now let's throw in the ostinato, which happens to be the melody. We're stuck on F, which in this case is the add 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go into the A flat, which we start with a sixth, with an A flat 6, which just goes away because these are in the chord. Then we go into the chorus, which starts with an F minor 7. So that's in the chord. That's fine. Then we go into E flat. Then we're back to this add 9 again. We are briefly met with an add 11, an add 4, the C minor. Then we go back to something in the chord. So those are all the chords for the entire song. What's the point of the ostinato in this song? I don't really know. Again, it's just a case of it sounds good. It's just a good color. This next song is also by Katy Perry, and it's called Wide Awake. This is the second of 3 Katy Perry songs in this video, and this one is in F major. There are only 4 chords in this entire song. We have G minor, B flat, which I'm playing as an inversion, and then we go into F major, and C major, which I'm also playing as an inversion. Now when we incorporate the melody, which has the ostinato in it, things get kind of different. In this first chord, the G is fine because it's a G chord. And then we go into this B flat, with a G on top, which is the 6th. We go into F major, for which this is the added 9th. Then we go into C, and this is in the chord, so it's fine. Then we go into the chorus, which has the same chords, of course, and the melody goes like, and the A is fine. And then she doesn't sing the A on this C major. So the only 9th chord in this song is this F major add 9. But there's something significant about that, because the first line of the chorus is falling from cloud 9. Now we have reached the final song for this video, which is Firework by Katy Perry, the 3rd Katy Perry song in this video. This song is in A flat major. First chord is A flat major. G flat major 7, which goes like this. F minor 7. And then we go into D flat major 7, which you can play like this. Or you can play like this. Or you can play like this. This may be the easiest way to do it with one hand. But no matter what, it's all the same chord, just inverted differently. Later on, they throw in an E flat, which you can play down here, or you can do down here. This is a 4-chord song, but this song makes it interesting because of the colors that are added to it, like fireworks. It's a song about fireworks, letting your spirit shine like fireworks, so why not add some colors to the song, which happens in the final chorus. Now let's incorporate the melody, which is where we start to see the color. Well, not here, because those are in the chord. This is A flat. And then in the case of the G flat major 7, which goes like this, for the melody we're adding this note, because it goes. Now this chord becomes a G flat major 9. And then we go into the F minor 7, which is fine. We pass by this B flat a little bit, but otherwise we're still in the chord. The next chord is that D flat major 7, which I'm going to play like this. And again we pass by this B flat. If we started this B flat, it would become a 6th. And those are the chords. But now let's talk about that final chorus. This is when I start to hear more colors, because instead of this A flat, we start to hear this. This is an A flat 9, a full 9th. Listen how colorful that is. I really like this chord. We go into B flat minor, but we add this. We add the 7th, and then we also add the 9th, making this another full 9 chord, which is making this song really colorful and jazzy now. Then we go into the F minor 7 with the added 4, or the added 11 of the B flat. Then we go into the D flat major 7, and I think they add the 6th. The cool thing about this song is that the 9ths are incorporated everywhere. It's not just because of the melody on top or because of the ostinato. It's all ingrained in the song. It's written that way. That's why it's my favorite one of this group. Not because it's the most complex, but just because it's the most fun to play. It's very colorful. Alright, so make sure to stick around for part 2 if you're interested in part 2. Feel free to subscribe if you want more videos like this. If you have any more songs that have 9ths in them, in particular pop songs, you can comment them below. If you want to like this video and subscribe, that would be cool. If you want to share this video, go right ahead. I'm not asking you to do anything, I'm just suggesting. You don't have to do any of those things. See you next time. Please stay safe and healthy out there.